What is up, guys? It's your boy No Risk, No Premium, back with another episode of the Market Overview, guys. Today we just kept on pushing on up higher. As much as everybody's hating the upside trade, as long as you keep on piling into puts, they're gonna keep on pushing this thing on up. And it's not like it's doing it on super weak volume. Really nice volume we're actually seeing here on this push. So for me, buy the dip still lives. We couldn't get underneath any major levels on CPI, so we're gonna keep on plugging along. Looking at the data for tomorrow, looks like we have a bunch of mortgage applications super early in the morning. Looks like 7 a.m. there. 10 a.m. data comes out. Trade balance. Don't think it'll make or break the market by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think it'll be something we need to pay attention to. Looking at crude oil, a bunch of inventory on oil data coming out an hour after the market opens. But really, the big thing we're going to have to watch for is on Thursday. We got retail sales, PPI, and core. Excuse me. We have retail sales, PPI, and then also jobless claims, is what I meant to say, on Thursday. So really, you can see for Wednesday, nothing big going on whatsoever. So for me, we're going to be watching this. Let's go to the hourly chart here. We're going to be really watching pretty much. We don't want any dips back underneath 5208. But as far as this flag that's building up, a little bit higher, a little bit weaker structure probably up here, but you can see this level we're starting to flag out over here on this overnight action. So 5238. But really don't want any lower than 5208 for this move back on up higher. So let's see how we open up tomorrow. If it's another gap up, just look to play the retest of today's high. And you guys remember why we have this fib extension level here at on ES, or excuse me, on NQ, right? Just looking at where we can make it. We're right up here, 18,450. We've been screaming it from the rooftops. Look at this super strong trend just making its way up ADMA, right? So until we really get a big daily close under the ADMA, really no cause for concern. I think we're just going to keep on plugging along to the upside. Now that we have broken over, right, 18,453, which is that fib extension, I do believe we can just continue on up higher. So 18,450 to 18,420 is what I'll be watching at first, but really don't want any lower than 18,372. Those are going to be the big levels we're going to watch here on NQ. Going to the SPY chart here now. Looking at, let's go to the hourly chart. It'll be a little bit cleaner here. Excuse me for all the levels. We just accrue a bunch of data over the time. So look, 517. If we open above that, look for dips into 516, 17 to hold. If we can, we'll take out 518, 520, 522 to the upside. Really don't want under today's afternoon low at about 514. So 517, 514, two big levels. Let's watch there on on SPY. That's the S&P 500 cash ETF. Let's look at QQQ now. QQQ has not made new highs quite yet. Still have 446 and the likes, 446 to 447 to the upside. If we can open up above 443, look for dips into 443 to hold, takes us to 447. If not, we don't want anything lower than about 440 to 439 in this zone in here, so we can continue higher lows. If not under 439, I do think there is a short setup targeting about 436, and then 433 we know is a major gap to get filled on the daily chart here, right? Just zooming out, you guys can see 433 opens up the gap 10 points lower almost, right? So huge gap on the daily here. See if we can get that open above 443 to see if we can continue on up higher. And last but not least, IWM, the Russell 2000. We know that this name, as long as this wants to keep on plugging along, right, holding, if small caps continue to rally, I do think that the remainder of the broader markets will continue to rally as well. So we could see we had 203.50 was going to be that level we needed to hold today. It did, clinging on to the ADMA for just trend reasons. Let's see if we can get this thing back on above 206. Got to take out 206 the upside. If so, 209, 212 are going to be the big levels. Don't want anything lower than 203. There is a short setup there, although high risk. 201.50, 200 underneath. So $1.50 a piece to the downside are your levels between each other, guys. Other than that, you got to wake up early, get your levels right, and of course, not do anything fucking stupid. We'll see you bright and early. Peace.